Let's take a look at this afternoon's team news then, and the main concern for Everton fans before this one was Mikel Arteta's calf strain, but he's okay to play. David Moyes has opted to change a Premier League side that won at Derby last week. Phil Neville returns from suspension, ousting Phil Jagielka. The injured Leighton Baines gives a chance to Alan Stubbs. Everton, with Carling Cup and UEFA Cup success behind them too, are searching for a fourth consecutive win. Birmingham City make two changes from the win over Wigan last week. Football a trivial matter for Wilson Palacios at the moment after his brother's kidnap in Honduras. Sebastian Larsson comes in for him. There's a welcome return for Arsenal loanee Johan Djourou. Frank Kerdrew makes way, while Mikel Forsell has also recovered sufficiently to take a place on the subs bench. Kendall with connections to both clubs, of course. A spell at Birmingham City, as well as two legendary spells as player and a manager here at Goodison Park. So underway at Goodison Park. Everton on a roll, 3 wins in 3 competitions over the last week or so. Birmingham looking for back-to-back wins in the Premier League, but haven't recorded a victory at Goodison Park in 50 years. Joe Royle alongside me this afternoon. What are you expecting?
Well, I think it'll be a cautious game to start with, but both sides ostensibly playing 5 in midfield to keep things tight and then break on a little bit. Interesting to see that Birmingham are playing Schmidt, a centre-half at left-back against Arteta, so they see him as the danger man, and certainly in all Everton's best performances, Arteta is the catalyst.
It's Olivier Capo for Birmingham City. 2 goals in that win over Wigan, which was a pretty heart-stopping encounter at St Andrews last week.
Well, that was a 6-pointer for them, Daniel, because had they lost that game, they would have been looking over their shoulder. But as you say, the comfort that's given them at this stage is very warming.
There's Raphael Schmitz with his first foray forward from that left-back position. Now Yakubu, back on the goal trail at Derby last week. Finding Lescott. Only 2 Brummies in the Everton lineup this afternoon. It's away by Djourou. Now Osman to take over.
Well, you can see in this first attack a little ball dinked in by Lescott, cleared there, out to Osman, it's way over the bar, but already you can see a pattern forming whereby Carsley will sit and all other 3 midfield players can go forward and support. Everton looking for goals from every angle here.
So there with Cameron Jerome, Neville coming out on top. It's Yobo's ball. Arteta. Wamba to bring it away. His mistake allows Osman to seize on it. Pinar. Yakubu pointing the way. Losing his bearings. Lescott.
Well, Birmingham just can't keep the ball at the moment, and the pattern's emerging.
Stops. Good think of letting fly, but place in Pinar! Oh! And Yakubu arriving, couldn't get a real direction on it, and maybe a deflection saved Birmingham City.
Well, great football here by Alan Stubbs. Feints to go inside, plays the ball, the ball's crossed. What a great chance there for Yakubu, just couldn't quite get there. And the excellent Ridgewell, I think, has completed the clearance in the end. Certainly been Birmingham's star this season so far.
Just evaded Stubbs there, who was absolutely steaming in trying to get on the end of that. See Alan Stubbs still going strong at 36.
Do you know, he's got better defensively. You know, he used to be a little bit of a chancer, Stubbsy, you know, but there's no messing around now. He knows the game, and the feeling is that when he does play there, the people around him play better. He's a great influence on them.
He really is living the dream, I suppose, as Everton fan as a youth, and still going strong.
Well, he's always been a blue boy, and in my tenure as manager here, I did inquire about taking him from Bolton, but he wasn't available at the time. I don't know if he knows that he could have been here an awful lot longer. one of those games when the players are going to have to lift the crowd today. You know, it's a little bit, you know, it's not like a derby game, it's not like an Arsenal game. They're going to have to play well and get the crowd going.
Needs a spark of inspiration to really ignite things. It's Ridgewell forward. Ridgewell, one of Birmingham City's youngest ever captains, and how he's had to prove himself to the Birmingham faithful, making the switch from Aston Villa.
Oh, Bruce is delighted with him. Their stars this season have been defensively. You know, Stephen Kelly also has had an outstanding season today. There's Brucey, done a great job at Birmingham. Now sometimes seem to be under a little bit of pressure for no apparent reason, but last season not only kept his job but took them up, and well done to the big fella.
This is Arteta, and now Pinar's in. Real opportunity. Yakubu must and does. And Everton do find the breakthrough.
Well, I'm not sure how cleanly he's hit this ball, but it's in the net, and that's what counts. And he said we needed something to ignite the game. Daniel, we've got it. Nothing ignites like a goal. Great movement here. Very clever little ball from Arteta into Pienaar, feints the shoot, and Yakubu goes in off his heel. But they all count. Counts just the same as a 30-yard volley. That's Yakubu for you. He tends to be in the right place at the right time. He thinks goals and he scores goals. 1-0 to the Blues.
Here's Capo. First time he found a bit of space. Got away from Carsley. And Howard had to pull out all the stops to deny him in the end.
Well, what a game this is. They've hardly threatened, and Capo here finds himself on his favoured left foot. One chance to shoot there. I expected him to shoot. He did shoot. Excellent save by Howard. And a great clearance by Yobo.
That was Carsley who won it this time. Nafti. Well, couldn't escape Cahill. Competitiveness as you'd expect. Yakubu. Seeking out Pienaar and finding. Scott joining in.
You see there the danger with Capo, though. He's already got the 4 goals and he has an excellent hammer of a left foot. Everton are going to have to be a little bit careful with him. Make sure that he's closed down around the box.
A warning shot across the bows, that was. Lescott's kept that one in. Just escaped Arteta in the crucial moment. Birmingham City looking far from secure at the moment. Carsley clattered.
Everton wanted the advantage there, and Carsley rubbing his head. No problem.
Carsley also having a say over this free kick. He is one of your classic unsung heroes, really, isn't he?
He just does his job week in, week out. It's not extravagant. You don't expect too many goals or glorious passes, but he clears up, and it's essential when you have the likes of Arteta on your side and Pienaar, that, you know, people who can go forward. Osman, you do need a defensive midfield player. Looks like he needs running cuts attention.
Escaping Arteta. A rare slip from Mikel Arteta.
He's certainly Mr. Popular with all the Everton fans. They all compare him with the midfield players of the past at this club, and Player of the Year last year. Slow start this year, which has contributed a little bit to Everton's not great start in the league, but signs lately have been coming back to his best.
Got a goal as well, of course, against Derby last week. This is Pienaar. Off goes Yakubu again. Looks like he's in the mood today. He produced this time. Cahill arriving.
Well, you're spot on. Yakubu playing as well as he's played up to now. He's looked a little bit more hungry for the ball when he's not going to score a goal. You see an excellent run down the left. Sets himself up. Back onto his favoured right foot. And Cahill's just under the ball. Cahill, for a small man, is outstanding in the air. And Yakubu knew that. Just didn't quite get there. Not a miss.
Yakubu, his 4th goal so far this season, his first here at Goodison Park. An Everton shirt. Ridgewell, this is Osman. Now fall for Derrida. Birmingham City have shown that they are capable of creating opportunities. We've seen Capo with one flash of inspiration so far. There could well be a road back for them if Everton don't make the most of a fairly dominant start.
It's a dominant start without being quite at their best. You know, the game's not at the moment. It's too one-sided to be a flowing game, but nevertheless, Everton are dominant, as you say. But Birmingham have got to change this, you know, to get back in the game. I would expect Capo to be pushing more up front and giving that support now, maybe that Jerome needs.
Raphael Schmidt's involved in the tangle there with Tim Cahill.
It's not a very Brazilian name, is it?
There's Yakubu. Searching out Arteta here. Can he keep it alive? Succeeded in doing so. Everton crowd applauding the intent there of Tim Cahill. Certainly made an impression, as you'd expect, since his return. Really scored within 14 minutes against Larissa. And a goal against Luton as a substitute in midweek.
He's that player. He's not really a true midfielder, and he's not really a true forward. He floats around between the two, doing a little bit in all areas. And if you're playing 5 in midfield, which certainly David Moyes favours, he's essential for Everton.
Well, not getting the corner he wanted there, Tim Cahill. Well, Phil Jagielka getting ready for a return to action here. And looks as though Alan Stubbs is going to be the man to depart. So an early change. We've had only about 22 minutes of the game.
Well, we can only assume it's an injury. You know, Stubbsy's certainly been doing fine, and when you're on top of a game like Everton are, his control of the ball would have been essential for them. But Jagielka, very versatile at this stage, has settled into the centre-back position.
Well, where hasn't he played is the more appropriate question. This is Pienaar. Again, Everton hungry. It's just going to escape Yakubu, really.
Well, it was a terrific run from Yakubu, who's feeling the warmth of the applause from the Goodison fans here today, probably for the first time. You see here Pienaar on the ball. It's a good run. The ball's just a little bit harsh for him, a little bit hard for him, and never quite got there.
And David Moyes said he wanted to see a bit more graft, or more that the Everton public would expect more graft from him.
Well, they want the pound of flesh here, believe me, and rightly so as well. He's come for a lot of money and a big tag. He's supplying the goals. You know, his goal record must be near 1 and 2 at the moment, but just need that sweat from him as well.
He started 8 games, he's got 4 goals for Everton so far, Yakubu. Just hearing that Alan Stubbs' complaint, it looks like it's a slight thigh strain. It's forced his departure early here.
Well, there's just no point in taking any chances. Everton were well covered on the bench with Jagielka. Certainly Lescott can pull in at centre-half had he been needed there. David Moyes doesn't think so, he needs him at full-back. Phil Neville can play left-back. Lots and lots of choices there for Davy.
Well, he's never achieved 4 consecutive wins in his tenure, David Moyes, and that's what he's stood on the brink of at the moment. Longest-serving manager of Everton since Howard Kendall's first spell. Again beaten in the aerial duel. He's not had too much joy so far. Derrida down after that challenge.
Well, that's his second contribution to the game, Derrida, and they've both been on receiving, crunching tackles.
Clash of two former Ajax men there in Pienaar and Derrida. This is Capo, the one player you would suggest could spark Birmingham into life here. Towards Jerome, away by Lescott. And now Larson. This is Liam Ridgewell. Steve Bruce has said that Capo has really sort of reignited the fire in his belly this season, Steve Bruce. He's obviously had a bit of flack last season. He's had a lot of worries about his position, but when he sees that fella play, he forgets about all that. Initial slip by Giroud. It's presented Yakubu with a chance. Terrific work by Taylor in the end.
Well, it was a great stop by Mike Taylor there. Giroud caught dozing, really. Little slip on the ball, you see here, going for it. Too late. Yakubu's on him in a flash. Really, a man that finishes like Yakubu does, you expect him to score there, but an excellent save from Mike Taylor.
That's a handball by Capo, it didn't matter. Everton had seen the situation out anyway, but the free kick is given. Yakubu again, and he will get the free kick, which he'll opt to take quickly. Phil Neville. He's kept it alive, Carsley. Joe Yobo. Jack Yelka. And Everton will need the security of that second goal. That's what they want now. It's Cahill. To Arteta from Neville. Carsley wants it.
Well, Carsley there in strange territory in the opposition box. Great play by Everton, great interplay on the far side between Neville and Arteta, and a great chance really, certainly for the second goal.
Carsley finding himself a bit of room there on the edge of the box. Not noted exactly for his goal scoring ability. He got one last season against Fulham. Capo finding Derrida, or he won't because Lescott read it. Yakubu, a challenge from Giroud, was a painful one for the big Nigerian.
Well, some referees see that as a tackle from behind. There certainly has been contact, as you can see. Yakubu taken out really, and I've got to say I think it's more of a booking than just a free kick, but he's got away with it. He said he's won the ball, which he clearly hadn't.
Well, the man of the moment, Yakubu, in a bit of distress here.
I think that's what annoys pros, and I'm a big fan of Mike Riley's as a referee. Wants to let the game play. He often has a smile on his face, which I love to see, but you see this in another game and that can be a booking, you know. And if that's going to cost Everton Yakubu for this game, well, you could understand if David Moyes got excited about it. It's just that little bit more consistency there.
He will be concerned to see his main man on the deck at the moment, particularly the mood that he's been in this afternoon so far.
Well, forward-wise on the bench he has both James McFadden and James Vaughan. Excellent prospect, Vaughan returning from injury. I think he'll be okay.
Hopefully Yakubu will return, although Birmingham wouldn't think so, towards Cahill, but it was won by Schmitz. Now Larson. Arteta hoping to steal that back. They're hunting in packs. Some fierce challenges going in, full-blooded from Larsson as well there.
Well, Arteta has added that to his game. When he was in Scotland, particularly when he first came to Everton, there were doubts about the defensive side of his game, but he has tackled more this season than I've seen in previous years from him.
Well, half an hour gone, so far so good for Everton. Fabrice Muamba, Steve Bruce described him as a monster recently. That's the impact he feels he's made on Birmingham City's midfield.
They certainly are a big side, a big physical side, and in the Premiership everybody talks about the talent and the pace in the Premiership, but believe me, you have to match the physical side as well.
Looking towards Larsson that time. This is Muamba to retrieve. Ridgewell. Nafty. Larsson. Looking for the free kick and gets it.
Bit surprised there though, Mike Riley could have let it play. Birmingham had the ball, the Reds wanted to get the ball moving, but it does give them a chance to send their bigger men forward. Ridgewell arriving in the box now. Giroud. And last but not least, Kelly.
Raphael Schmitz also up there. It was his header that gave the opportunity to Ridgewell in the game against Wigan to score from a set-piece situation, but Carsley there. Now Everton on the breakout. It's 3 against 2 at the moment, 4 in fact. Arteta making one move, Pienaar arriving in the box. This is Derrida. Cameron Jerome's off.
That was a poor pass from Derrida. Might have been the right idea, but never really gave Jerome any chance. Certainly alongside the very pacey Yobo.
He's certainly not hit the heights so far that he did last week against Wigan, the Dutchman. That's a lovely layoff by Yakubu. Cahill! He got hold of that one.
Yeah, good interplay there between the Everton front player Yakubu. Ball's free there from Ridwell's header, headed back in. Yakubu just chest controls, first time strike just wide. Good football.
Up goes Jagielka. Now Cahill. He's got away from Nafty here. Still going strong, little tug maybe. Teasing one across the face.
Oh, Cahill's done well. A long run, threatened to cross, gone again. Threatened to cross, gone again. Just chipped the ball to the far post, but Everton really short of people in the box there. Only Yakubu who couldn't get to it. I'm sure that Moyes will be looking for a little bit more from Osman in the second half. Young Osman's hardly gotten the game for him, and he's normally one of their mainstays in there.
Well, we're into the 1 added minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Well, could have been more for Everton, but 1 or 2 crumbs of comfort to cling to for Birmingham towards half-time. 1 or 2 mild scares for Everton. This is Pienaar. Oh, Yakubu. Showed great strength to turn away from Giroud, and he's protesting.
Well, he just rolled him. He just rolled him, and sometimes they're given and sometimes they're not. But very strong, an ox of a man. You see there, he's played the man first. There can be no objection. Giroud's gone for the ball.
Well, it is that man who has made the difference so far.
Feed the yak and he will score.
Well, half-time, Everton have the edge. Yakubu's first goal at Goodison in Everton colours, and his second in 2 consecutive matches in the Premier League. Everton could have had more, indeed he could have had more. But as it is at half-time, it's Everton 1, Birmingham City 0. Another false start. See this occasionally, but we are underway in the second half. Pretty comfortable first 45 for Everton in the end. Will it be more of the same in the second period? We shall see. Or will Steve Bruce significantly fire up his troops and to fashion a response in what remains here?
Well, I'm sure Steve's had plenty to say at half-time. All departments of his team. The back line hasn't done too badly, but not great on the goal. A free shot from 6 yards for Yakubu. Midfield really haven't got going, and there's been no service at all for the front players. So the message will have been loud and clear. You've got 10 minutes, get us back in this game, and we're going to have to change things.
This is Capo. Well policed there by Lescott and Pienaar.
Lescott's been truly outstanding since he came to Everton. I can't recall a bad game he's played, and of course he's got in the England squad now, deservedly so. And whether he's at left back or centre half, he's just so consistent. And as you just mentioned, Daniel, the leading goal scorer, he's added that to his game since he came from Wolves.
Yeah, 5 goals for Lescott this season, and he hasn't missed a game yet. 50th appearance for Everton today. That's one by Giroud at the back for Birmingham. Now Jagielka came on for Alan Stubbs, who suffered a thigh strain in that first half. The only real negative for Everton, apart from them not finding that second goal.
Well, the crowd badly needs something to get them going. The goal had the crowd ignited for a while, but it's been largely going quieter and quieter here in a stadium that can be as hostile as anywhere, believe me.
Towards the Gladys Street in the second half for Everton. David Moyes usually has the Indian sign over Birmingham City, only lost to them once as Everton manager.
Steadily built a very hard side to beat here, Davey, you know, trying to add a little bit of panache to it now to take them on, but going very well in the Cups this year, which is probably Everton's best bet of winning something. You know, they can't compete financially with the Platinum 4 yet, but Cups certainly aren't beyond them.
Joseph Yobo across to snuff out the potential threat from Capo. Yeah, 12 years since Everton have had their hands on silverware.
Saying nothing. It was a great day.
Fondly remembered victory over Manchester United that left Fergie with no silverware that season. Didn't go down too well down the M62. Yakubu's in again and couldn't score again. Big chance for him.
Well, it was a big chance. It was great movement, very alert. Arteta slips the ball down the side of the defence. And it was Schmidt there who's caught dozing as Yakubu flashes the ball across goal. A chance for that all-important second goal. But good movement.
Arteta alert to the options. Well, could have been the dream start to the second period. Here's the cue for Birmingham to begin preparations for a change. Gary O'Connor stripped on the far side.
Well, I saw Gary O'Connor come on for Birmingham a couple of weeks ago at Blackburn, and certainly they improved as an attacking force when he came on to support young Jerome.
Pienaar's challenge paid dividends. This is Arteta. Break, but Schmidt back in there. Osman through the challenge of the Ridder, and now Pienaar. Cahill. Pienaar's delivery over the heads of Yakubu and Arteta in there. Everton once again starting on the front foot in this second half. Anxious really, I suppose, to put the game to bed as soon as possible, really, given they've been pretty much in the comfort zone all through. Yakubu again, just holding off Ridgewell. Arteta. Neville find the delivery, it's Cahill. And that's the sort of chances he craves.
Well, a second attempt on goal this half, and for Everton, and Steve Bruce is reacting to that by making a substitution, because quite honestly Birmingham look no better, no more dangerous at this stage. He's got half a dozen players to choose from who was going to take off, I might add. I think my bet would be on the slightly enigmatic De Ridder, but Steve might see it different.
Well, we'll see, but Birmingham on the offensive here. It's over Ridgewell's head and away by Cahill. It's aerial prowess shown there in a defensive context for Everton. This is Capo. And he'll be penalised, the Frenchman. Took Manu Petit's advice ahead of the move from Juventus. Capo says he wants to emulate Christophe Dugarry, who made a real impact at St Andrews.
Birmingham substitution coming off.
There is Gary O'Connor and Sebastian Larsson, who return to the starting lineup this afternoon after a spell out ill, will be replaced. Can O'Connor restore Birmingham's position to a healthy one?
Well, I did say he had half a dozen to choose from, Daniel, and I'm not surprised really. Larsson too has had a very quiet game, the ex-Arsenal youngster, you know, not quite really gone on at this stage of his career. There have been, I suppose, one or two flashes at the end of the half from De Ridder that said, you know, he has that ability to show, and he might create something, and they do need to create something. So Birmingham now in a more conventional 4-4-2 with Capo on the left, De Ridder on the right, and O'Connor giving the much needed support to Jerome.
We'll see if that strategy can pay dividends against Everton's back line. O'Connor immediately targeted, and Lescott seeing the situation out. Well, he has got on the score sheet since his move from Lokomotiv Moscow. He got that controversial match against Sunderland, he got on the score sheet. Steve Bruce still feels he should have had 3 points from that one.
It's a strange move, wasn't it, really, from Scotland to Russia, when you think about it. I mean, he won't be feeling the cold today, will he?
This is Arteta into Pienaar. Now Cahill is a little behind him, but he might make something of it. In the end, just crowded out. This is O'Connor. Immediately making his presence felt. What can he produce? It's Capo. Arteta defending well. O'Connor. Muamba to take it on. Carsley out the game for the moment. O'Connor with the strike.
Well, statistically it goes down as a shot, and a shot on target, but a little bit more intent from Birmingham in an attacking fashion, and Steve Bruce takes a little bit of heart from that.
Well, certainly nothing really to trouble Tim Howard as yet. Stephen Kelly ensuring that situation didn't trouble Birmingham any further. Jagielka under that. Nafty. This is De Ridder. Kelly's ball in. Jerome looking to get there, and foot up may well be the decision there.
Well, I don't know why he didn't throw himself at it and head it. It looked like a good opportunity for him there, really. You know, he's certainly Yobo's reacted and headed the ball. You quite rightly say that Howard's been untroubled, Daniel. I'm thinking back through the game, and I don't think Mike Taylor's had too many saves to make. You know, for all Everton's supremacy, and that's undoubted, there haven't been that many shots on target.
Yes, Everton's still in need, really, to kill this match off. This is Cahill. Kubu crowded out. Muamba in there. And De Ridder's heels clipped. Well, once again, it's Yakubu on the ground, not for the first time this afternoon. Shake of the head.
And he's a powerful boy, he would take some hurting, but he does look slightly distressed. There was a little skirmish there on the edge of the box, and he certainly never got up afterwards, but there you see they're all hacking away for the ball. It looks like he's taking a heavy blow there. Heavy blow from Juru. Ouch.
Well, Yakubu embarrassed Juru early on. It's maybe a little payback. Well, wouldn't want to lose him. He's certainly the man most likely to for David Moyes at the moment.
He's looked the biggest threat on the pitch when it's come to putting the ball away.
Well, moving freely enough as he jogs off the field there, so let's hope his return is imminent. Up goes O'Connor again. Certainly doing his utmost to make an impact.
Well, look, immediately now with O'Connor there, the ball is staying in the Everton box when he's challenging for the ball. It's not being cleared with ease by Yobo, Lescott, Jagielka and company. So to that intent, the move has worked at the moment. They just need a more positive threat on the target, and as you say, Tim Howard to make a save.
Well, Yakubu happily back out there. This is Jerome for Birmingham. Now Derrida. Nafti. And breaks down again Leon Osman, who looked to impose himself on the game a little better in this second half. Yeah, misplaced pass from Mikel Arteta. This is O'Connor.
Certainly in the moment the game in an untidy spell with both sides giving the ball away wantonly.
Charged down there by Pinar, but the break of the ball favoured Birmingham City. Jagielka. Osman to help it on. And Juru to meet it. Not the most tidy passage of play. Can Nafti restore a bit of composure? Yakubu. That's more like it. Cahill. Stab ball for Pinar. And Arteta will get the free kick decision, despite Capo's voluble protests. Neville. Into Arteta. Two in the area at the moment. Osman and Pinar looking to join Cahill and Yakubu. Away by Ridgewell.
But again, so un-Arteta-like. He's done the hard thing. He's drifted past Mwamba effortlessly. He has time to look up and pick his spot. And for such a talent, it's a very poor cross from Mikel Arteta.
Well, half an hour remaining, just over that. The Street making some noise. Try and inspire their team onto a killer second. Again, awkward for Taylor to deal with. Can Osman make him pay? Pinar, Cahill, trying to walk it in. Osman, and again, pinball inside the penalty box.
Well, goalmouth action.
Now Pinar. Lescott up with the attack. Good feet, but frustrated in the end. Mwamba almost caught out by Osman. A little bit of afters there from Capo on Phil Neville. That was an interesting little tussle there for a moment or two. O'Connor. Well, still 20 minutes for Birmingham to try and salvage something. Capo drifting in there. Yobo not convincing. Lescott. And Arteta will get a free kick.
Well, Kelly has to be a little bit careful. He's already been booked for a similar tackle to that when the ball was just nicked away from him by Pinar in the first half, and certainly not as aggressive as that one, but show control.
Won by Lescott. There's Osman. Now Phil Neville. Pienaar. He's got Schmitz for company. Bit of anticipation from the Gladys Street. Pienaar finds the ball in. It's Nafti who's there. Carsley to strike. A bit too close for comfort for Mike Taylor there.
Well, for me, the second best effort of the game. Pienaar is outstanding here. The ball's cleared by Nafti to the edge of the box, and Carsley volleys it straight back in. A superb effort. Only bettered in the game by Yakubu's goal.
Great block from Carsley.
Once again, the excellent Carsley. I was about to say that, there have been questions about certainly Yakubu's fitness levels, and if David Moyes feels he's not quite as fit as he would like him, it would prompt him to take him off maybe.
Birmingham substitution coming off, and Daniel
De Ridder's afternoon is over.
Number 9, Michael Forsell.
And what a welcome sight for every Birmingham City fan. Michael Forsell back once again. Hernia operation sidelining him this time, but back in the fold. And back to pose a potent threat in this situation. Oh, it's Capo who rises it in! And Birmingham have got their equaliser. It's that man Capo once again.
Well, he had an awful lot of room at the near post. The defenders there looking at Howard. I think they expected Tim Howard to come. It's an in-swinger. And you see there, this Cameron Jerome is blocking Howard from getting out to it. The ball's deflected, I think, off Phil Neville. And as we've said all along, when it's only 1-0, game's on such a balance there, and Birmingham back in now with a chance of 3 points. Really lucky to be in the game at this stage.
Substitution, please show your appreciation for number 2.
Phil Neville in the end got the final touch on it.
Leon's replacement, please give
a change of plan there for David Moyes. The messages we were hearing was that Yakubu was going to come off, but the circumstances have changed.
Well, as I said, when they're 1-0 in front, they can hold that with their 4-5-1, but they now need to win this game. Curtis Steve Bruce, he's made changes. He now has 4 front players on the pitch. Cannot be accused of being negative and not trying to win the game.
Well, for so often it was just a question of when Everton would get that killer goal. Now they're pegged back on level terms, and with a great set-piece opportunity here after Arteta is brought crashing to the ground. The final 10 minutes of a match Everton thought they had firmly by the scruff of the neck. Arteta's delivery, it's a wicked one! Wow, how did that not end up in the net?
Well, what a brilliant free kick from Arteta. A sea of blue, players attacking the ball, but couldn't get a good contact on it.
Well, it was just begging to be touched home, really, wasn't it?
The Birmingham fans now are chiming up with their keep right on till the end of the road. And they may be thinking they could get an very unlikely 3 points from this game. 4 forwards on the pitch, as I say. Cameron Jerome now playing as a right winger.
Yeah, McSheffrey, Forsell, O'Connor and Cameron Jerome. There's certainly the ammunition. Oh, Yakubu on the prowl. And Schmitz making sure he couldn't get there first time. And Taylor with the telling touch for second.
Well, Schmitz is asking for the foul, being caught out in a tussle with the muscular Yakubu.
Neville to deliver this time. Vaughan fighting for it, and Mike Riley judged he was doing just that.
Well, for the first time in the game, Mike Riley incurring the wrath of the Goodison faithful.
They are a hard lot to please, though.
They are for referees, believe me. Look very little in the challenge, to be fair.
Well, Thomas Gravison about to make an entrance.
You see David Moyes shaking his head there. He can't believe what he's seen. They've dominated the game for so long without looking totally convincing, and here they are now with a chance of losing this game.
Well, Mwamba marauding again, as you said before, Joe. This is Yakubu. Well, who is going to be brave enough to win this match? Oh, Neville's slip could be costly. It's McSheffrey. Oh, Jagielka's touch. There's O'Connor.
Daniel, we said at half-time, how important is that second goal? How important? All of a sudden, Birmingham's tails are up.
Oh, but Smits hasn't got there. Pienaar has! And Vaughan! What an incredible block in the end. It was Juru who directed it to safety.
Well, Juru's earned his pay packet today with two outstanding late challenges, late blocks. They've certainly had to do the lion's share of the defending.
Well, we've got just over 2 minutes of the added time remaining on my watch. Really poised for late drama at Goodison Park. It's James Vaughan, who was denied a winning goal by a tremendous block from Johan Juru a few moments ago. In towards Lescott, who didn't get there. Ridgewell away, partially. Carsley! Oh, stunning! Absolutely stunning! There is late drama, and it's Lee Carsley, a Brummie himself, who has surely shot down Birmingham City.
Well, what a goal. And no man on the blue side more deserving. For me, Everton's best player on the day. One great volley just over the top. And now capped here, you see, there could have been a foul by Lescott. I'm sure Steve Bruce will tell you about that. But what a strike to beat Mike Taylor at his near post. Totally unsighted till the ball's past him. A great strike to win the goal. And I've got to say, with no bias at all, Everton deserved to win this game. But Steve Bruce will be mortified.
Well, Lee Carsley's first of the campaign. And a crucial one. Well, although David Moyes is not showing it, I'm sure he will be delighted if Everton can see it through and rack up a fourth win in succession in all competitions. Now Vaughan's off. He might add to the account. Vaughan! Incredible, really. They were so comfortable before, they thought they'd let it slip, but in the end, James Vaughan gives them real breathing space right at the end.
Well, Steve sits down there. The excellent Ridgewell, for the first time in the game, has been caught, and it's that man Carsley again, wins a big header in midfield. James Vaughan, who's outstandingly quick, outstrips the defence here and tucks it away to the keeper's left. You do feel sorry for Birmingham after defending so well for so long, and all of a sudden 3-1, but I think that's just about what the game deserves.
Well, you can certainly argue that Everton, perhaps dominant is the wrong word, but comfortable certainly was the right one for so long in the match.
David Moyes there giving his own version of elation.
Desolation for Steve Bruce in Birmingham. But now the Evertonians are in full cry. Well, danger there. It was Gary O'Connor putting himself about. Well, the Evertonians acclaim what looks like a comfortable victory in the end. It was for so long. But an equaliser from Birmingham meant that two Brummies had to salvage it for the Blues. Lee Carsley with a storming strike. He then went off on to set up James Vaughan. And in the end, David Moyes records 4 consecutive wins as an Everton boss. It's the first time that's happened in 16 years. Yakubu set them on the way, and for so long Everton were comfortable. In the end, they have recorded a victory. It finishes Everton 3, Birmingham City 1.
Do you think that win was maybe harder work than it should have been today?
Yeah, really, I think they make it difficult for us, and I think at the end we deserve to win, and we didn't give up, and we fight to the end, and we got the result we're looking for, the 3 point, and at the end we're so pleased, and it's unbelievable to come down from one almost, and we already have a draw already, and to come down to win the game is unbelievable.
Well, Steve, having worked so hard to get back into that game, it must feel pretty terrible to have lost it in the end.
Well, it's cruel, isn't it, at times? And the Premier League is cruel like that. We've done enough to get something out of the game. The longer it was going on, I thought it was only us who was going to take the winner, but we were a little bit naive, when we do get ourselves level. But the resilience and everything was there to see, and it's another one where we've gone away in the last minute and thinking, here's another game we've come to. It's never an easy place to come here, Everton, and we should have got something out of the game, and we're kicking ourselves because we keep saying that.
Having conceded early to rally so well, particularly in the second half, must have given you some comfort.
Yeah, we were slow. We were, in fact, we were very, very poor on average for the first 20-25 minutes. After half an hour, we sorted ourselves out a bit and got to grips with it a bit better. And as I said, deserved something for our second half efforts. So to go like we have done is a bit cruel and a bit disappointing. But there you go. The resilience was there to see, and we've got to keep that attitude, keep going.
What will you learn from it, though?
Well, we've got to learn. There was times, especially towards the end, where we were a bit naive. But there's a lot of them still learning how to cope with the Premier League, and when you do get mistakes like that, when we've made a couple there towards the end to try and kill the game, we should have done that better.
David, how would you sum up your afternoon today?
Good afternoon, 3 points, 3 goals, so I can't complain.
Do you think it was harder work than it probably needed to be in the end?
It was. I thought we started the game really well in the opening 20 minutes. We should have probably been 2 or 3 goals up, and we played really well. And then we sort of went in a little bit of a lull and never really got out of it for most of the second half either.
But the 2 late goals, and you carried the fight right till the end. I mean, does that say everything about Everton at the moment?
Well, I hope it does, because it's always been here. We've always had a great character amongst the players, and a great effort not to lose the game, and they've done that today. And it was good because in the end I thought we were about deserved to win the game, and our first half performance, I said, was good. A lot of it was very good, but we didn't get the second goal. It always gave Birmingham City a chance to stay in the game, as they did do.
Are you getting more of what you want from Yakubu now?
Well, his goals, and I think today he probably had 3 or 4 chances. He scored 1 of them. So, I'd probably have hoped that he might have scored another one. It would have made it easier. I think that we had enough chances to make it, score a second goal, and sort of make it much easier for ourselves, but we didn't do so.
In the end, a rare one from Lee Carsley, but he always has that in the locker, doesn't he, from distance?
He has, and now and again, I question his shooting, but today I didn't, and I was surprised. I couldn't quite see if it hit the side net or got into the net from where I was standing, but I was delighted to see it go in, and I've got to say, even more delighted when I saw the third one go in.
2 goals in time added on meant Everton took all 3 points from Birmingham.